What's going on? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Ziggy and Tootie book review. So the way that this goes is that every week we rotate it, right? One of us get to pick a book that we like, right? So it's my turn. It's my turn to pick a book. And you know what? My book is Kid Money Book, right? And this book right here is off the back of a movie that we should all have watched, right? The name of the movie is Black Friday. Black Friday. This book is engineered, written. Look, y'all know I'm a STEM-tastic type of chick. Everything is engineered and orchestrated and all of that in my world. But this book was written out of Atlanta, Georgia, right? And it was written by Rick Mathis and Kennedy Stewart. And so we're going to go through this book and tell you some of the things that we like about this book. And if you're online, come in and say hello. Come in and say hello to us while we take a minute to get this shared out to the girls' page. Tell them where they can follow you guys at.
Ziggy and Tootie book review.
Is the name of your page Ziggy and Tootie book review? What's the name of your page? What are your pages?
You can follow us on Ziggy and Tootie, and this is a Ziggy and Tootie book review.
Right, but they can follow you guys at Ziggy and Tootie on Facebook, right?
They can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on YouTube too. But those are the only two places you can follow us.
Okay, and so you also on Instagram, right? Right, and so yeah, so anyway, look, I always have a problem with this sharing thing, but so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So the name of this book, hello Miss Felicia. The name of this book is Kids Money Book, right? 7 principles every child should know about money. And again, this book is written by Rick Mathis and Kennedy Stewart out of Atlanta, Georgia. We love Atlanta. Atlanta is the capital of our home state, yeah, Georgia. And so we like spending time in Atlanta because that's the city for us. So in that being the case, this book really hit home for us, right? And like I was explaining, on Ziggy and Tootie book review, we all take a turn at deciding on which book to review. So it's my turn, and I chose this book. And this book was referred to us by Miss Regina Sunshine Robinson. Thank you for referring this book to us, Miss Regina. So I'm going to tell y'all what this book is about. This book is, like it says, teaching the kids the 7 principles about money and finance. And one reason I like this book is because it is full of history lessons. So we've been studying Mansa Musa, right? Who was Mansa Musa, girls?
The richest man in the world.
Right, and he was from Africa. So we've been studying Mansa Musa. So this book speaks of Mansa Musa, right? What did it say about Mansa Musa? Do you girls remember?
It said that he was the richest man that ever was.
Yeah, and so, but what is it saying here about Mansa Musa is that it's talking about, like Zaria said, he is the richest man. But in this book, it is explaining. This book is kind of written like a conversational piece. It's conversations being had between different people. And so here it's talking about what we know as Black Friday. We know Black Friday is a time where everybody goes shopping after the day after Thanksgiving and getting stuff, right? And so there's this big conversation between Kennedy. Now, Kennedy is his little, I guess, what is that? Computer or tablet right here, right? And Kennedy is having a conversation with Rick, and Rick is the author of the book, and they're having a conversation about Black Friday. And so they're saying why we should not participate in Black Friday, and also telling us where the term came from. So here's a little history lesson for you guys, all right? It says, did you know that the richest man ever was Mansa Musa, a dark-skinned king? The slave owners knew our wealth, which is why they enslaved us in America. Our ancestors were the first stock sold on Wall Street. They were considered livestock, and their certificate of ownership was considered a bond. The slave owner would sell our ancestors for half the price the day after Thanksgiving, and that's how the term Black Friday was born. Wow. Did you girls know that before reading this book?
Yeah.
You knew that before reading this book? Wow. Okay, good.
Because I actually read it.
Uh-huh.
I actually read it about 3 times.
Okay, cool. And so, yeah, so that was a big history lesson. Did you know that too, the Fruity?
Yeah, she knew that. She was listening.
Oh.
I didn't know that it was going to be in the book.
Yeah, so if you guys know, parents, Wall Street, right? Our ancestors were the first stock on Wall Street. Ain't that something? So anyway, we also have Professor Griff in this book. Do you guys know Professor Griff? So he's in this book. And then it talks about how we should follow our money, like where our money is being spent. And so, Tootie, do you want to tell us about the follow your money process? I know you said that was one of your favorite parts of this book.
This is one of my favorite parts of this book because this is the part when they meet David.
This David down.
This is it. I'm going to tell you these 2 pages.
Okay, tell them about these 2 pages. She's going to tell you about principle number 1. Tell them about principle number 1.
Principle number 1. Rick, let me announce to you my friend David. He will show you how to follow your dog. I follow my dollar by writing down where every dollar goes.
Do you write down where all your money goes? You do?
Me too. I follow dollars, quarters, nickels, and pennies. I'm beginning to feel like you should use some money wisely, not to buy expensive shoes and clothes, to fly. It's just as like you give your money to the power.
You give your money to, you give your power to. So wherever you spend your money at, that's where you're giving your power to. So here we have a diagram. Explain to them the diagram.
The diagram is when you go over here and see what you're going to use your money on. That's most important. Most important to us is the house.
Right. We
don't never, ever, ever want to lose our house. It's filled with beauty. We clean it up. That's how you have to go to the bank to pay for it.
Right. We still have to go to the bank to pay the mortgage every month, right? And so what else is very important? We need a transportation. What's our transportation?
No, Mommy, mostly, the car is important, but most important to us, as important as the house, is food.
Is food. I know you was about to say that.
Hello, Miss
Shanika. I know you. Yes, food is very important to this house. We can always call Uber, huh?
And for food, I want a cookie because I haven't had it for a long time.
So food is very important to this family. All right, and so this book's also introduced to someone that I really admire, which is Dr. Boyce Watkins. And when I read this book, and on Principle 2, Dr. Boyce Watkins, when he's talking about, when I read this script, before I knew it was Dr. Boyce Watkins, it sounded like something he would say. And so what he said on Principle 2 is, listen, April, he's talking to someone named April, okay? He goes to say, once I learned that there are 8,760 hours in a year, 720 hours in a month, 168 hours in a week, I realized that I had enough time to do anything I wanted to do. In other words, we got a lot of time, don't we? There's a lot of time in a day, in a month, in a year. And it's up to us how we spend our time. How do we spend our time wisely? What are some ways we can spend our time wisely?
Me and I spend our time wisely by using every second. Hi, Crystal.
Okay, your sister talking. Go ahead.
Me and I usually spend our time working on stuff I helped you work on putting me and I's books online. And me and I working on books. And me and I are writing down our business plans for this summer.
Yeah, so that's how we use our time wisely. We talk about our schoolwork, our business plan, getting our products out there, and all that good stuff, right? So we have to make sure that we're using all our time wisely. And when we're not working on our schoolwork and our business, we're reading, right? We're reading about how we can be better in education and in business, right? So Principle 3 was about invest in you. Principle 3 was about invest in you. And so here we got to meet Chef Akila, right? She's up in Atlanta as well, I do believe. And so Chef Aki. And so she's talking to us about how we should eat well and take care of our bodies. How can we invest in our health and eat well, Ziggy? Tootie?
I can tell you. Sorry,
okay, well, you guys can take turn. Go ahead, Tootie, tell us.
Healthy living tips. First, eat vegetables with every meal.
You're right. Eat vegetables with every meal.
2, eat slowly. This can help you reduce your calorie intake.
Okay, your calorie intake. Okay, and what's 3?
3, drink water.
Right.
First when you wake up.
Yes.
So that means no drinking sugar.
No sugar.
First time when you wake up. No drinking no soda.
No, right. First thing in the morning, drink water. Okay. Limit processed food. Now, what is processed food? You guys know what processed food is?
Healthy food.
No, processed food is food that's not healthy. Like when you go out and you eat a lot, when you eat like sandwich meats and hamburgers and hot dogs and chips and in the bag. Like if you make your own chips and if you make your own cakes and cookies and stuff, cakes and cookies, it still has processed sugar in it, but you can even get whole sugar, right? Like you can get coconut sugar, that's a lot healthier, right?
Yeah.
Right, but processed food is a lot of food that just has a lot of additives and preservatives in it that we don't need. All right, so this one, number 5 says what? Exercise. So how do you guys exercise to help take care of your body?
I exercise with doing push-ups, running outside, and doing jumping jacks.
Right, and you also play sports twice a week, so that's a lot of exercise. You're doing a lot of running around then, right?
And that's how we do a lot of stuff outside when we have the time to.
Yeah, and then, wait a minute, number 6 is plant a garden. Now, we don't have a garden planted, but what do you have growing, Zaria?
I have my apple tree growing. Can I go show it?
Sure, go get your apple tree planted.
But the grass man, he sucked off mine.
Yeah, last time we tried to plant something, the grass man came and rolled over it, huh? Oh my goodness, so we haven't started over in that area.
Here are my 2 apple trees. I got one right here.
Apple seeds that you're growing?
Apple seeds that I'm growing, then they'll turn into apple trees.
Yeah, so we got to get a bigger pot. We'll get you a bigger plot tomorrow. Okay. And then principle number 7 is eat in moderation. Do you guys know what that means? That means stay out of mama's refrigerator. Don't be eating all day. Don't just eat and then be like, I'm hungry. Okay, calm down.
Then why can't I eat bananas?
You can. Eating bananas is great. But what I'm talking about is that you don't have to eat like it's your last meal. That means eat a little bit at a time. So you should eat like maybe every 3 to 4 hours. But not right after you eat something. Like after you just had lunch and because you're bored, you go back in the refrigerator looking for something else to eat. Like that's not eating in moderation. That's just eating just to be eating. That's not eating because your body is hungry or because you need to, right? So Chef Aki wants us to know that we should eat in moderation. Know when to stop eating, because if you eat too much, it's also a sin. God doesn't like it when we eat too much food. It's called glutton, okay? So we need to eat in moderation. All right. And so then we also need to change our friends. We need to make sure that we surround ourselves around other people that think like we do. So it's just like here we got the Rich Kid Society. And these people, the Rich Kid Society, the book talks about is kids that are wanting to learn how to make money, how to take care of their community, how to invest in their community, and just be good partners, right? Mm-hmm. So do we have friends that are going forward and also being moguls and wanting to do better in their community and make money?
Yeah, we got a full Girl Scout crew who doing that.
Yes, we got our whole Girl Scout troop. That's right. We taught our Girl Scout troop last week how to write business plans. And so they're trying to do great things in the community, right? Mm-hmm. And then we are members of Facebook groups and everything of other kids that are trying to do well in the community.
Well, actually, I want to try. I doing good in my community and stuff online for my neighbors.
Okay. But listen, also one thing that we do that contributes to our community as far as building wealth is that we also bank within our community. We bank at a black bank. You guys remember we went up to Atlanta and opened up our checking account up there at Citizens Bank? Right, so we're contributing to our community and being good members of the Rich Kid Society that way by making sure that our dollar, meaning our black dollar, circulates in the black community as well, right? So when you support Ziggy and Tootie businesses, you are also supporting the black community because we bank at a black bank, and so we're keeping our dollars within the community, right? All right. And so principle 4 was about team building, and I think we just kind of talked about that. Talked about building trust and in a community and building together and all that. And so then principle 5 was about supporting our community, and we I think we just talked about that as well. And let's see. Think global. Think global was principle number 6. Principle number 6 was talking about thinking global. So when we talk about thinking global, we're talking about having to be more engaged through technology. How do you guys use technology to grow your business and to see outside of your current reach? How do you expand globally?
Excuse me, but I'm reading this right now.
Okay, but I'm asking you a question though. How do you expand your business globally? What do you use? When you're building your website, what are you building it on?
When we're building our website, we're building it on the
computer, right? Right? You're building your website. That's global because when you create your website, people will be able to see it all over the world. And listen, and by you having been on social media, you have customers that are in England. You have customers that are in Africa. You have customers that are in
Asia and
all over the world. You even have customers in Japan, right?
Well, North Pole.
Yeah, I don't know about the North Pole. I haven't seen that one yet. Right, but part of being a part of this society, the Rich Kids Society, and applying these several principles is thinking globally, having a global reach. So, do you guys use a lot of technology?
Yes.
Yes. So today you had Mom create for you your ad for your first what?
Cake.
Yeah, cake. Right. And so that's gonna go globally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's gonna be a great thing. And let's see. Yeah. So anyway, Tootie, why don't you Ziggy, tell us your favorite parts of the book.
My favorite part was the 7 healthy living tips. My favorite part of that was number 6.
Playing the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we're actually gonna go work on that pretty soon. Here we're gonna try to make our way to Home Depot and get some stuff so we can plant another garden because we used to have one, but like I said, the garden man, the lawn man, kind of rolled over it and it kind of got destroyed. And then Daddy was afraid of snakes and all that, wasn't he? Yeah. So we got to redo the garden thing, and that is an area that we can definitely improve in globally, right? Because we can get seeds from different parts of the world and plant things right here in our own backyard. What you think about that?
I wanted to do that. Now I want to have to go to the grocery store.
Yes. Ziggy is our healthy eater in the family, right? Right.
I love eating veggies.
Right. And so what was your favorite part, Tutti Frutti?
I'll show you.
Okay.
My favorite part is right here.
Okay. The garden, supporting your community?
No, wait. What I show you?
Okay.
See how she grow the whole garden?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna read you to this.
Okay.
No, I don't need you to hold.
I can hold it for you. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were gonna read it too. Chef Anna,
Chef Aki.
Chef Aki, how are we going to do that? By running with islands.
Speak up.
By voting with
volunteering.
By volunteering with
organizations
that are vital to community, like True Living Love Garden.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. They grow and planting
organic vegetables.
That they'll so be community at the
So you guys remember we went to our community farmers market and we bought some things there? What we bought some honey.
Yeah, we got only like a couple things. 3 big juicy tomatoes.
Yeah, they had some very juicy tomatoes, right? And so also in this principle 5, Tootie is talking about Mr. Dudley. Now, I know you guys don't know who Mr. Dudley is, but I'm sure some of y'all mamas out there probably know who Mr. Dudley is, because we all used to use Dudley hair care products, right? This is before you guys were even born or thought about. And he's talking about how Mr. Dudley would go here to the community, and he would go door to door, right, and selling his products because he had goals in mind. He wanted to make $1 million in a year. And how was he able to do that?
By using his team.
Yep, he built a team to help him be successful. So part of community is that you may have to build a team to help you grow. Who are some people that we can bring into Ziggy and Tootie to build a team and to help us grow?
The Girl Scouts.
Okay, the Girl Scouts.
Our friends.
Our friends.
Layla, Joy.
And who else? Josh, okay. And who else? Any more? Maybe we can collaborate with the Museum of Aviation.
Yeah.
You think that'd be cool?
I think I have a few friends in the Museum of Aviation, but I bet my teacher wouldn't want to join one bit.
Well, you don't think I think Miss Liz would support you.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. And so, but even though I don't know, about friends, but you guys been talking about starting a nonprofit so you can go into the schools and help other kids learn about business and all of that. That's helping with the community too, right?
Right, we're helping the school.
Right. So, yeah. So, anyway, I think that this was a great book. Did you guys think that this was a great book? Yes.
I got one question. I have one question.
Okay, what's your question?
You forgot to say something.
What?
See, you forgot not to say this. Number 2. You'll have to read the red things before you can eat everything.
We did talk about eat slowly.
Listen.
Okay, we'll finish it off.
Eat slowly. This can help you reduce calorie intake.
Right.
I said that.
So yeah, but would you guys recommend this book to other boys and girls?
Yes.
Why would you recommend it? Tell them why. Why would you recommend it?
I'd recommend the book because it will help other kids think about growing up a business and thinking about how they can plant a garden, how to do those 7 healthy steps, and they could also learn a whole lot from this book too.
And they can think about the 7 principles in order to be successful with money, right?
For kids who wants to buy things that like expensive and their moms and dads say no.
Okay, what do you think, Tootie Fruity? Do you think this is a good book for kids?
I will remember this and this for or at the beach for hangouts or when kids have this book and they still don't know how to read, I can teach them how to.
Okay, you can teach them how to read. All right.
And I expect so you will like to read in front of my class.
I know you want to listen. If you guys need anyone to come out to any schools in the Georgia area and read to your students, Tootie is your girl, okay? She is ready to come out into the schools and help other kids learn how to read, right?
Okay, but I'm going to have to choose out the book, okay?
Okay, they'll let you pick the book, so yes. So anyway, we want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Ziggy and Tootie Book Review. And we want to say hello to everyone. Hello, Miss Felicia.
You call a lot, Miss Felicia.
Hello, Dr. Clarissa. How's the baby? And hello, Miss Crystal.
Hello, Miss Crystal.
And hello, Miss Shanika.
Hello, Miss Shanika.
All right. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to another episode of Ziggy and Tootie Book Review.
And you can follow us on Ziggy and Tootie.
Yes, I'm Ziggy. Everything social media. Ziggy and Tootie. Yes. Everything Ziggy and Tootie. So I meant to put up the website for this book, but I will get this loaded as soon as we get off live. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.